Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on the time you're listening to us. You're welcome to In Truth and in Spirit World of Worship Fellowship with me, Peter Calverland, Serubide. Today is the 4th of December, 2025. It is at such a time that we come with our weekly catch-up, and the topic of discussion tonight is long-distance parenting, the dilemma in contemporary families. Long distance parenting, the dilemma in contemporary parenting, or rather, contemporary families. Contemporary families, especially here in Uganda, are characterized by quite several features. For example, we have what we call single parenthood, single fatherhood, and single motherhood. We are experiencing quite a high level of divorce and separation. Statistics have it that in every year, 50% of the marriages that are established legally experience either separation or divorce. Um, and therefore, long distance parenting means any of the following. Either uh, the parents are quite distant from one another. One is in Barara and another is in Gulu. One is in Uganda and another one is in Qatar. So that one becomes long distance. One is in the United States and another is in Uganda. Or one is in Uganda and another is in Uganda, and they're within the same locale. For example, both of them are in Jinja, but the father lives alone and the mother lives alone, or the father lives with the child while their mother lives in another home. Okay, that's what I call long distance parenting. Now, I've just begun with the physical understanding of physical, or rather, of long distance parenting. But we can also have such a phenomenon where parents coexist within the same home, under the same roof, in the same family, but they're distanced from one another emotionally, maybe physically, maybe spiritually, cognitively, and so on and so forth. When we nurture children or when we sire children until they are of age, they're under our receivership. All right. So it is our responsibility to commit to nurturing them emotionally, nurturing them socially, nurturing them spiritually, cognitively, psychologically, and whatever support and facilitation we can afford, let alone economically or financially. So it becomes going through thick and thin um, to parent. A lot of vicissitudes are littered on the way through parenting. Some of us have had children at a later age, others are young parents. I have a friend, an age mate, who is already a grandfather. Okay. Okay, both of us are 40 years old, but only one of us is a grandfather. I don't know whether that is a disadvantage or that's an advantage, right? Whereas I have a child, they have children, over eight children, and their eldest child is 20 years old, okay, whereas mine is 4 years old. So we have had children at different levels or at different stages of our lives. Others have had children while still young, comparably by age, while others are even still in the business of giving birth to children even after 50. All right. So others are entrepreneurs. So they are not employed, they don't have bosses. So they're entrepreneurs. Others are employees. They have to go for jobs, both mothers and fathers, or both men and women. Well, they both leave the house at around 5 a.m. and The first one to returns at earliest 8 p.m. That is the contemporary society, and those are the contemporary families. That's what is happening here. Also, contemporary families think that school is paramount, or school and money are more important than taking care of children. So you'll find that children leave houses or leave their parents' houses by 5. Somebody's 4 years old and they leave their house or their parents' house at 5 a.m. in the morning. They are on the bus by 5 a.m. and they're back late at night, something like after 5 p.m. All right. And then some of the parents, because they think school is more important than home, or home or parenting is more inconveniencing, so they take their children to the boarding schools before the age of 10. So a child goes to the boarding school at the age of almost 3, right? And daycare. So one wonders whether all those are avenues of parenting in contemporary society. Daycares or daycare, kindergartens and nursery and so on and so forth, boarding schools and so on and so forth. The schools are becoming more important, and work. In fact, jobs are becoming even they're replacing or substituting the position of children in the homes of their parents. I've just run through a commentary, of contemporary societies, and rather the contemporary society and their families. Yet we all know that the family is the smallest unit of society. If you mess the family, then you have messed the society. If you take care of the family, then you're sure that you're taking care of your nation. Whatever we are experiencing today, both highs and lows, all the vicissitudes, all the peaks and the plummets, are all emerging from how well or how ill we treat our families and how we nurture the children over which we have care. So that's what is happening today. So long distance parenting. You're in Qatar, I am in Uganda. You're the mother, I'm the father. You are in Luero, I am in Kampala. I only appear on weekends. Maybe we are separated for good, or we are divorced for good. The question is, how well can we parent our children amidst long distance relationships or long distance parenting? The dilemma in contemporary families. I'll begin with Tom Opio Ariong, one of the model fathers. I respect him because not only because of his age, but also because of his inspired experience. 50 years old, he has children, okay, and so on and so forth. Probably he can share with us his experience, and then after which I shall invite Omchezo Tembana, Ivan, Marion, and then Isaiah White Mutabazi. I would like to first ask the first question. I'd like to go with the first question. What are we doing? What are we being when parenting? I'll come again. What are we doing and what are we being when parenting? Tom Opio Ariong, when we are parenting, what are we doing?
First of all, when we are parenting, we are extending our lineage from us to the next generation. In doing that, we extend certain values that we deem crucial, important for the next generation. So when we are parenting, we are doing part of that.
Okay. All right. And what are we being when we are parenting? You have told us what we are doing. What are we doing? What are we being by parenting?
We are extending ourselves by proxy through the next generation to further ourselves ahead.
Okay.
We are we
What,
are
what,
also we are also exercising custodianship of these values and being stewards of them, passing them on to the next generation. I don't know whether that
when
answers
you
your question.
when you say we are furthering ourselves onto the next generation, are you saying we are projecting our own selves onto other human beings? Are we making little human beings of ourselves, or are we making replicas of ourselves in those we are parenting?
I don't know whether we can say replicas of ourselves, but when you parent another human being, what you are doing is you are shaping them for what you have projected and seen to be the best that there can be if you are given chance to be the second person, a person in another time. So I don't know whether we are replicating ourselves, but in essence we are extending ourselves through the values that we deem important and crucial for the next generation.
Okay. For example, how do you do that in your home? How have you been doing that, at least for the last 25 years?
First of all, when a child is born, I give them a clan name.
Okay.
I also teach them my language.
Okay.
I also teach them values that I deem important for their success in the future. There are things I teach them, and there are things I dissuade them from learning, those that I deem not fit for them.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll bring you back later. I'd like to go to Omchozu Rutembana. Omchozu Rutembana, when you're parenting, what are you doing?
Uh, like what Opio has said, you passing over, you literally passing over a life to that person that you got.
Are you saying that it's like a baton in a relay, that when you're at the end of the line of your life, then you toss the baton to the other person you have given birth to?
Not no, you don't have to wait until the end of the or when you're about to. I think you start right away. Yes, you've made a good comparison with the running, but I think the parenting uh, right away starts from the time a child is born, and what you're trying to do is you're somehow passing on life. I will not say life experiences, but you're somehow passing on life to that next person, and that next person is also going to pass on life to the next person, and that's how, to me, I think God created this universe to be like that. You finish, you pass over your experience to these people that you leave behind, then they also do the same like that. And that's how I've managed to be here for 1.5 million years, I think.
Okay.
Mm.
Yes, according to your little experience, probably an experience of 5 years
Mm.
as a father, or even
Mm.
a period of maybe 20 years as a child to a father. Uh,
Mm.
what actually do you do when you're parenting? For example, let's talk about education. Uh, you are an accountant. I understand you're an accountant.
Mm.
Uh, to what extent were you made an accountant through your parents?
They didn't. For them, they are not. My parents were not that focused because they are not educated.
Okay,
For them,
they're not
they
schooled.
just
They're not schooled.
yes, yes,
Okay,
they just did a general education. Then along the way, it is me that forged my path. But like the question that you're asking now, me as an educated person, I and parenting, it's like give if you're given a plain sheet of paper and then given a pen, then you have to write on it. So the now the children, my children, I'll try and maybe forge a clear path for them in life based on my experience and that's why you see for us, okay, for us in our language we have a saying that says that ejuga nezarevoroga, like a cow that makes noise produces a cow that makes more noise. So you when you produce, you keep becoming better, you keep becoming better. So because my parents were not educated, they managed to educate me. Now, me who is educated, I think when I'm educating my children, I'll be more focused. I'll forge for them a more focused path, not a general path on what they're supposed to achieve in career. And like you're asking, what I'm supposed to be doing is have that plain sheet of paper with my experiences that I've encountered in life so far. It's the things that I envy are the things that I would want my children to be. So that's what I would try and do.
thank you, thank you, Ritembana. Thank you very much. I'll get back to you later. Yes, Ivan Taiwan. Ivan Taiwan, are you there? Ivan?
Yes.
Okay. Yes,
Sorry.
it's Ivan. Yes, Ivan.
Uh,
Ivan,
uh,
can you?
can, can you please paraphrase the question again for me?
Yes, Ivan. Can you? Are you certain to conclude that you were parented?
Why did you start from there?
Yeah, because when you say no, the next question is obvious. Why do you say so? When you say yes, the next question is why do you say so? And by saying so, you will be
I
helping us
think
to understand what we mean by
I,
parenting. So, when
I think
parenting, what are you doing?
we're all parented partially. I think that's so it's a yes and no question. Both.
Okay.
I was partially
Let- let-
parented. My view of parenthood would be more of not only just taking care of the person, their physical needs and all, but also developing them like to get ethics, morals, etiquette, and above all, to prepare them for autonomy. So if to me, if you don't manage those three fields of feeding, let's just put it together as caring, then teaching and preparing them for autonomy. If you don't tick all those three boxes, I kind of doubt the parenthood that someone has offered their child. That's just my perspective. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Pastor White, Tabaz Tumwine, by parenting, what are you being? by parenting? What are you doing?
I am. Good evening, everyone. Praise Jesus. I hope you guys are all right.
Yes, we're well.
Good. What am I doing? What am I being? What am I doing? I am orienting. I am introducing the newcomers into this world, and I am telling them about the world that they have come in, what they should do, what they shouldn't, and I am telling them what may happen if they do ABC, and I'm giving them freedom to prove for themselves, and I am letting them prove for themselves. I am not actually prohibiting them, I am protecting them. And in that protection, I am utilizing the art of providing information. So that is basically what I'm doing when I'm parenting, introducing newcomers to this world, telling them about this world. And by this world, I mean nature, people, choices, consequences, results, happiness, pain, pleasure. I am drilling them through all those stages, and I am doing that in my capacity. I am sharing what I know to the extent that I know it, and I am asking them to find out for themselves. So basically, that is what I'm doing when I'm parenting. It is a process of orienting the new entrants into this planet. That is what I'm doing. What am I being? I am being a steward. That is what I'm being. I'm being a steward. I am taking them through. We are walking through the park. I am telling them what not to do if they don't want, if they are, if they are known to attract lions, what to wear, if if they are to survive vipers. So I'm being a steward. That's who I'm being, and that's what I'm doing.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's when you said orienting, when you said introducing, introducing them to the world where you have been and where they have not been. Can you a little bit itemize that in introducing them to the world? Uh, could you itemize that briefly? What are those little bits that comprise or that introduction is comprised of?
Well, if the new entrant is a female, me and the mother have a responsibility of telling them about women, who is a woman, uh, how they should be proud to be a woman, how they are special being women, what women do, what women don't do, what women do at a particular stage of life, what they do at another stage of life, who is a woman in high environment, who is a woman before another gender known as a man. That is what I'm doing with that female person and female being. And the reverse is true. If the being is male, I also tell them about that. That's what I do. I wouldn't actually itemize everything because there are so many. There's the etiquette on the dining table. There's the etiquette before visitors. There's the etiquette when there's a stranger. There's the academic world, what you do in school and why you should go to school. So it is all that. It is all that. So I cannot just go into details. You do this and do this. You do this and this. Then I will be moralistic. And yet proper parenting is ethical. It is about what ought to be, not what is always.
Oh, okay. You also use the term orienting. And in this contemporary society, orienting has been stretched to limits we had never thought about. For example, sexual orientation. Do you believe in sexual orientation as a parent?
Yes, I do, and my understanding is not foreigners like the ones that I have had.
All right. All right, then. Get back to you later. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. We shall go back on you later. Marion, can you talk?
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Yes, good evening, Marion. Yes, Marion, are you yet blessed as a mother?
Yes, I'm blessed with a daughter, 10 years.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That's great. Are you parenting her?
Yes, I do.
What are you
Me,
doing?
of course, I teach, I provide, and
Okay.
always share with her. Like I
Okay.
wrote in the chat. But
Mm.
then I want to begin with a saying that goes, when mother cow is chewing, the young one is watching.
Okay.
Meaning, whatever we do in life, these young ones copy from us and thereafter carry it forward to the next generation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Marion, for that brief. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to go to the next question. Who can and who cannot parent? Who can parent and who cannot parent? Is parenting to anyone or is parenting to everyone? I'll begin with Sharif Muhanguzi Sheikh. Sharif Muhanguzi. Who can parent and who cannot parent? Can everyone or anyone parent? Or parenting is to some? Or it can be learned? And so on and so forth. But to begin with, who can parent? Who cannot parent? Sharif Muhanguzi. Oh, Sharif has dropped off. Sharif, can you hear us? Okay, we shall get back to you later. I think your network is being stubborn, but get it in place. I'll come back to you later. Tomar Young Opio, who can parent and who cannot?
Parenting is intentional and deliberate. It requires focus and a lot of intention. You don't necessarily have to be experienced to parent, but for as long as you are willing and you have what you deem values that you are passing on, then you can parent. Well, who cannot parent? I may not be precise with an answer, but I think whoever is not deliberate and intentional cannot and can never parent. They are,
Yes,
they are. Yes, yes.
yes, Mr. Young, from your experience as a parent who's been a parent at least for over 10, 15, or 20 years, um, is parenting bio- biological so that whosoever has given birth or whosoever has got a child can parent? Is it a biological phenomenon?
Uh, Parenting is not that way. It is not a biological phenomenon that whoever has gadgets that can produce children is necessarily a parent. No, it isn't. Parenting is a game of the brain Like I said, it is intentional, deliberate, and therefore requires focus and direction. So
According
not uh-huh.
according to Sharif Muhanguzi, what he has just typed in the inbox, what he has just typed here, he says that those who have been parented can parent, and therefore those who have not been parented cannot parent. What's your comment on that?
Well, I think it depends on what he calls parenting.
Okay.
Because I think everybody that has lived on earth has been parented. The only difference
Oh,
could be that the parents have done a good job or a poor job, but everybody has been parented.
thank you. Thank
Because-
you, Tom. Thank you, Tom.
Mm.
Thank you very much. I'll get back to you thereafter. Thank you. We appreciate your views and opinions here. Omchazo Rutembana, who can parent and who cannot?
I think anyone can parent because the what was I going to say? Okay, anyone can parent. There are children that have grown up they have grown up in hands of people that are totally not their parents. And then there are children that have actually grown on these streets. And in courts, you'd think that they don't have parents, but then they have turned out to be serious citizens. One example, I heard this famous musician called Eddie Kenzo, that he grew up from the street, but right now he's married to a minister of this government and he's a presidential advisor. So whoever parented him, maybe God parented him, but at least he was parented. So me, I think anyone can parent. If
Speaking,
there's no one to
speaking
eh,
from the little history I know about you, a little background I know about you, you have said that we human beings have hyped ourselves so much, yet we are not that very much different. There is a thin line between being a human being and being an animal. And
yeah.
yeah, you think, are you trying to tell us that animals too parent?
They do. They do.
Okay.
They do. Yeah, they do. They do. And then I think it was Marion who was actually first she was actually trying to categorize. She says you provide, then I think you teach. So whoever can do those roles as Marion was trying to break them down and parent, that if you can get someone who can give you the basic needs, shelter, food, clothing, then if you can get someone who can speak to your mind, show you the way, then that would be a parent.
Thank you.
Then
Thank you.
the last one we grew up hearing. Of course, this is a saying that it takes a village to raise a child. So parenting is not a one man's job. It's it's like a company with so many departments. So parenting is done by various people. When a child, you find this one is parenting in this one is parenting in this one is parenting. Like what Marion was actually those the categories he was trying to say. So it's like a job of a society other than just an individual job. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Allow me to read the messages here coming to the chat. Okay. Sharif Muhanguzi says, those who have been parented can parent. There are people who don't even know what it entails to parent. I have had a ghetto life experience. I have seen children close to parenting themselves. That is community parenting. Some children at an early age are breadwinners. Some parents do the snake parenting model. I wish, Sharif, you could talk and substantiate what you mean by the snake parenting model. All right, Ivan Taiwan, who can parent and who cannot parent? Ivan.
Thank you so much. Okay, I disagree with Brother Rutembana, like about what he said about it takes a village to raise a child. There are people I don't want near my children if I ever have one. I don't think anybody can parent. I think we need people who are mature with a good heart. Let us not look at the example of the children in the ghetto who turned out well, and we assume that people can parent themselves. Uh, I have experience with ghetto life and all that, and I can tell you, you have a lot of blind spots when you grow up without a parent. I've started learning about etiquette last year. So it's not a pretty thing to be an adult and you can't conduct yourself as one. That's why I always say nobody under the age of 30 should be allowed to have children because it is painful for a child to be in a world without proper orientation. Let me end there.
Thank you. Thank you. Isaiah White, before I subject the same question to you, do you have any rebuttals or any comments on the pre-current speakers?
Anyone can parent. Anyone can parent. Whoever sires a child can parent. Whoever comes across a child can parent. Parenting is guiding, like I said earlier. It is introducing and orienting and guiding the newcomers into the new world. And that is both positive and negative. So you Christians like subjecting parenting into only positive. No. Those who parent their children into stealing, they are parenting. Those who parent their children into not stealing, they're also parenting. So it is all parenting. So anyone can parent. Thieves can parent and groom future thieves for the next generation. And faithful parents can also parent and prepare the next generation to have a faithful generation. So it is all parenting. That is why I agree with Taiwan. So my first statement was in agreement with Rutembana. Then my second statement is also in agreement with Taiwan. Not everyone who has the biology to make children should actually use it to make children, because there's a difference between biological parents and belief parents. What I mean by biological parents, those are the parents that have the body that can make children. So just because you have the body that can make children, you are not warranted, therefore, to make children, because you are acting not even like an animal, because most of the animals take care. I guess it was Sharif who said that there are some snake parents. I hope he meant one species of the snake world, which is the python. The python sits on its eggs for 30 days. That is an entire month. And by the time they start brooding, it just goes away because it has spent 30 days without a meal. In case it stays, it is going to start feeding on its baby. So it just goes away. So these babies just are born. Some do not even get a chance to see their mother. And then they start loitering around. So those are the snake parents. Though now, those are the ones that have the biology, but do not have the belief, the ideology of being a parent. So it is at this stage of belief that I agree with Ivan Taiwan that having the biology is just the first step. And actually, the simplest, any fool can have the biology because it is the body and you're not even in charge. But having the belief requires what my elder brother Young actually stated here earlier, that parenting is intentional. So you have to be intentional. But before you are intentional, you need to have the proper ideology of raising and nurturing someone and actually making sure that what you're going to communicate to this newcomer, you actually understood. The problem is that most of us are living philosophies which we were told by people who did not actually understand them and their meaning. So you are here bragging, my mother told me, my father told me, but your mother was a fool and she was ignorant and an idiot. So you are quoting an idiot throughout your life. So woe unto us. So basically, that's the problem, Mr. Moderator.
Isn't that too harsh, considering the fact that anyone can parent, like your first claim was?
The phrase itself of anyone can parent is not a positive phrase. It is a crisis phrase, Mr. Moderator.
Okay.
Given the seriousness of parenting, when you see people saying that anyone can parent, that is a desperate statement, and it is a reality. That's why we're emphasizing it. So the people that you see on the street, no one is born with all these traits. People are nurtured and they're influenced. So those children that you see that are misbehaved and these adults that you see that are misbehaved have been nurtured and have been parented. So basically that is the whole thing. When you drink from an idiot and an idiotic parent who drank from an idiotic grandmother to you, that is what you're going to pass on. And that is what you're going to live by. This is why you see, me, my mother told me, my father told me. But was your father even wise enough? Did he even understand what he told you about? So that's why I say that you are living by the philosophies of fools, past generations of fools. So I keep telling people it is very important to go back into your family and see the kind of family where you were born and look at them from a distance. Get a vantage point and look at your family. What I mean by that vantage point, forget about that you are a relative, judge them objectively, don't defend them. Then you will see the values that you're running your life by, that these are values that have been passed on by a broken generation. Your father was broken. Your mother was hurt by your father. That's why she told you that men are dogs. So whenever you see a man, you see a dog. Why? Because a broken mother told you that men are dogs. That's for the girl. I don't know what you are, what you are. Yes, Muhanguzi, I have no polite words for idiocy. So I don't know what your father told you about women. Some boys were told that women should be beaten. So some boys are beating their wives in respect and in obedience to their idiotic father who passed on long ago. And they are telling them, "Ffe tukuba, nja kukuba oterere." You see, others are alcoholic just because the father was alcoholic and the father was alcoholic. So these are the problems that we are struggling with. So this is why I'm asking all of you who are listening to us today, you go back and get a vantage point. What I mean by that vantage point is you place yourself in a position where you cannot defend your family, but you need to look at it as an outsider and judge it objectively and see how wrong your family is, how broken your family. I know you love your mother, but your mother is a fool. I know you love your dad, but your dad is a fool. He was a fool. He was a failure. I keep telling my son here that I want you to observe me. Now that you are grown up, I want you to observe me and ask me everything. I'll tell you the truth. One thing I'm requesting you, my dear son, after you've made that observation, make sure that you concentrate on my points of failure. That's where I want you to concentrate more. Do not concentrate more on where I've succeeded. Concentrate more on where I've failed. Because I don't want to pass on that failure unto you. Succeed in the areas that I've failed. And these are the reasons why I've failed. I tell him all the reasons why I've failed because I am trying to be objective before this guy so that he doesn't brag about my failure and my idiocy. He doesn't, I want to be like dad. Dad still survived with this weakness. I rebuke that spirit and that demon in my son. So that is why we desperately said, moderator, that anyone can parent. And of course, when you look at our generation, it is a generation that has been parented by anyone. Anyone. Thank you, moderator.
Thank you, Pastor White. I'll get back to you sooner or later. Thank you very, very much. And that kicks me now to the third question, brief one. What is a child? You know, a month ago, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, Pastor White taught me the difference between who and what when asking questions. And now I'm very specific and I know what I'm asking. What is a child? That is the reality of a child. I mean, we are in this generation where uh, where people are being taught to become who they want to be, where we have slogans such as you can be whosoever you want to be. All right. That's the generation in which we have been raised. So I'm very careful from that learning experience when I was moderating one of the topics. Pastor White rather oriented me into the difference between who and what. And now, therefore, I'm very specific. What is a child? Enoch Bob Muyanja. What is a child? Mr. Muyanja, can you talk?
Oh, hello.
Yes, Mr. Muyanja, very much welcome. The question is, what is a child? The topic is parenting, long distance parenting. We want to first also to understand what is a child. It's a very important thing. It's a critical definition to have in such a contemporary, mysterious society. What is a child?
Sorry, I've just joined in, but I'll give something which I think. I think it's a child is someone who is, first of all, we define them as young. I won't say which age range, but someone who is still under the care of another, who deserves to be nurtured, who is naive, who is at the stage where they are learning basic things. So anyone who is in terms of age group, I don't know whether we take that up to like 14 or even 16 or 18 years. Anyone who is still under the care of a guardian. And I'm cognizant of the fact that you find adults who are 40 years and someone refer to them, you're behaving like a child. So we can have that as we continue to define this child thing. But it sounds like someone who is really just learning the basics, who is being nurtured, who is doing things they do not understand, but are coping from whoever they see or for the first time. I think that's what I'll say for now. Sorry, I can't talk
Thank you.
much where I am. Yeah.
Thank you, Mianja. Thank you, Enoch. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Tomar Young, what is a child?
A child is another human being who is of a lower age, and because of their age, they are inexperienced. There are things they don't know. They need guidance. They need support. They need tutoring and teaching. In the country where I am, from 0 years to 18 years, that is a child. If you combined age and their inexperience and need of guidance guidance and teaching. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Arion. Thank you very much. Omchozi Rutembana, what is a child? Tracy, are you with us? Oh, okay. Gracious. Gracious, have you been listening?
Well, thank you. Good evening to you all. Sorry, I came in quite late, but I found you asking a question, what is a child? I think that's
Yes,
where
what is a child?
we begin from that. I would say I would define it in line with age, it being most, and I think universally known. So I would say it is according to age in regard with the country where you belong. So in Uganda, I will talk about 0 to 18 years, as already said by my elder colleague, Mr. Alyong. Then if you go to other countries, you're going to be in some nations where they will talk about 16 years. So I think it may be a little tricky for one to add the behavioral or the characters to be part of the definition, because perhaps a 20-year-old may actually end up having all should I say symptoms or all the characters that still qualify them as a child, and yet they are 20. And then a 15-year-old may actually do things that one will say, oh, this young man has actually matured. So I would still take age for now. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Allow me say allow me read from the chat. Also, we have some members contributing through the chat. Sharif Mohanguzi says, but isn't that a problem when parents focus on preventing the child from doing the mistakes the parents did and less of preparing the child to take responsibility of their decisions in life? And then thereafter, Sharif says, a child is a person under care or below in age. That's what Sharif has said. Isaiah White Mutabazi. Uh, what is a child?
Age. Age is a child.
What age exactly?
Like Gracious and the precurrent speaker said, it depends on which country you come from. But biology will communicate that from of course from 0 to 14 years then, or to 16 and 18 years you're a child. Age is what is a child.
From your historical discourses or from discourses from your background, you have been heard saying that somebody can be 39, but they are a child. In fact, in one of the talks where you were one of the key participants and discussants, you have said that somebody, for example, a male person, can be 35 and they're a child. Were you speaking figuratively, biologically, psychologically, or philosophically?
I was not discussing what is a child then. I was discussing who a child is.
Okay.
Mm.
Do you mind differentiating, please?
So what is age? And as the speakers here have established, it is 0 to 18 years at least. Okay. That is what a child is. So what is about age? Young, biologically. Okay. Then who is a child? A child is a young adult or is a young human being. That is who a child is. So when I said that there are people who are 40, in fact, I don't know whether Rutembana is still on here. Is Rutembana
Yeah,
still on?
it's still on, but probably engaged or engrossed in something else.
Yeah, sure. Sure. The
But
reason
you
that's
may.
why I mentioned his name, it is because we were with him, and he has a friend who is 40 years old, and he's still at living with his parents, mom and dad. They have a maid who cooks for him and washes, does his laundry from undies, from underwear to the rest. Now, that is an adult who has refused to become an adult and has insisted to being a child. So he is still a child. When you ask the parents, who is this? Ah, that is our child. That is our child. A man of 40 years. He has 40 years. He went to school, studied. Actually, I think he studied some classes, studied with Rutembana. Rutembana decided to work on his brother. He found jobs for him, but the brother couldn't work. Okay, he couldn't even afford the pressure at work. So he goes back home and sits there and stays there. Now, that is the crisis in the who a child is. So that's what I intended in those presentations that you heard me saying that there are people who are 40, but they are still children. Where I come from, there is a saying that is from the side of my mother. It says, the ogututse ubwana bagututse byose. Wakujuma ubwana nawe yakujuma byona. That if someone insults you by telling that you are a child, they have abused you, all kinds of abuses and insults, because everything stupid and everything broken is done by the child. So who is a child? Whoever actually thinks and acts like that age in a different age is a child. But who is a child under what circumstances is a young human being. So a child is a human being. You don't treat them otherwise. That's it, moderator.
Yes, White. Yes, White. Before I let you go, for now. So White, when we are parenting a child, you earlier on said we introduce them to the world where we have been and they have not been, and therefore we orient them. Just for clarity's sake, when you're parenting Divine, my son, are you projecting yourself onto him, or you're helping him to be him? At what point are you building Divine's identity? Divine is Isaiah White's son, for those listening in. I call him my son because I'm a brother to Isaiah White. So when you're parenting my son, Divine, at what point are you replicating yourself on him or letting him be him? At what point do we separate Divine from Isaiah White?
Well, first of all, me in the life of that boy, I am a case study. I am not someone to emulate. I normally present myself to him. When I project myself onto him, I project myself to him as a case study. And I am among the many case studies. So I talk about my friends and what they studied and what they do. Those are case studies. Divine knows almost all of you. And it's good that he has met most of you, of my friends. So I talk about you to him. This one does this one studied this one behaves like this. Then this is me. I'm also part of those case studies. Because this is a newcomer. He doesn't need to learn from me alone because I do not cover all the lessons. Then, after that, then I let him be. Then I ask him, what do you think? What would you want to do? What can you be? Till today, by the way, this man who has finished senior 4 has not actually told me what he wants to be. Because everything that he has brought on the table, we have discussed it, and he has said, okay, maybe I need to think again. Okay, maybe I need to think again. So, and that's not my business. Whatever he wants to be, that's not my business. I told him that that is your business. You be what you want to be. And I have told him the benefits and, of course, the problems in whatever things, in the majority case studies that I've given him. If you want to be a doctor, these are the good things, these are the bad things. If you want to be a lawyer, this is what you need to do. This is if you are, this is what I know about this is whatever. The rest you can even go and search yourself and see there. That's how I deal with the young man. Hmm.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, Marion. Marion, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but I went off. So I'm not
Yes,
so
Marion.
sure how.
No,
I'm
no, but
still
no
listening.
problem.
I'll join
No
you
problem,
later
Marion.
on.
No,
All
Marion,
right.
you can. You can contribute to this. You can contribute to this. How best, Marion, are you blessed to have your daughter's father with you? I mean, are you living together? I'm sorry, I'm not pricking my noses into into your affair, but just for
No
curiosity's
worries.
sake.
No worries. Unfortunately, he's deceased.
Oh, okay. Oh, my sincere
But
sympathies.
never. But I
Okay,
can still make it.
okay. All right then. Just yeah, from your experience and as a mother for at least now for 10 years, you've been a mother. What can you say? How best can we parent a child when we are far from them? For example, I'm your husband and I am in Qatar. Kukuba Chieyo, I'm in Chiumba in Qatar, okay, or in UAE, and you're in Uganda, in Wakiso or Nasana, and we have a child. So we are in a relationship. I'm still your husband, you're still my wife, or we're still fiance, and we have a child. So, in your experience and what you have seen, what you've heard, how best can we parent a child when we are far from the child?
Uh, I don't know if you're trying to consider both parents are all far from the kid, but if one is with the kid, I think it's a little bit easier. I need to explain.
Okay. For example, I'm in
Yeah.
Qatar,
Yeah.
and I left
Mm,
you here. You're in Uganda with our daughter. How
yes.
easy, how well, how best can I do it? Me, especially I in Qatar. Can I still parent the child?
Yes, you can. It's very possible. What you do is like you keep communicating, and with the current kind of communication has been eased. By the way, you can communicate via WhatsApp, videos, and the kind, and the child gets to know the father, the voice. They can be able to differentiate that this is dad or this is not, and also like when you keep on communicating like effectively and consistently, I think it is easy. The child gets to know the father, the
Mm.
mother, and the likes and dislikes about their parents. At the end of the day, it's easy.
Yes, Marion. Okay. Yes, Marion. From your experience growing up as a daughter to your parents, uh,
Mm.
can you say one of your parents was somehow distant, even when you're living with them, if you had them?
Yes, like my dad used to come over during weekends, but I grew
Mm.
up in boarding section from PU2 to S6. It
Mm.
was strictly boarding for all of us because they were working from different facilities. And
Mm.
during holidays, we would be with dad over weekends. But mom would move early in the morning and come back in the evening. But everyone had duty assigned to each one of us before mommy left. And
Mm.
whenever dad was around, we would really discuss a lot. I even recall like both parents really played a big role. Now I can give an example. When we had just finished primary 7, me and my young brother, the one who follows me, Mommy sat us and taught us about how to use a pad because I'd never menstruated by then. And then there was also condom use. Like she demonstrated how it is used, just prepare us for the next level that we are heading to.
Condom use,
Much of,
Marion, condom
yes.
use, at what age did she do that?
Pardon?
At what age did she do that?
I was 14 because I was joining
Okay.
secondary.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Because before she did all that, she first told us, she taught us about STIs, STDs, HIV, and the kind. So it's like you're going to the next step. These are the things you should expect, but this is how you should go about life. If you can't abstain completely, then you have to use a condom, and that's how we came into that.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, Marion. Thank you, Marion. We really appreciate you. You're the only mother on the forum. You're the only sister here. So when we hear from you, from your perspective of life, we think you have represented our mothers and our sisters very ably. I'll get back to you later, Marion. Thank you very much. And we pray that the Lord multiplies his providence upon you, so that we see our daughter not only in this life, but also throughout to eternal life. Yes, thank you very much. This brings me to reading something here. Allow me to read some information from the chat. Sharif Muhanguzi still says parents want to project their unlived life into their child, forcing them to be what they wanted to be and failed because they think now they know what it takes to be that, basing on their failures. All right, I shall invite Isaiah White later to comment, to have a counter comment or a pro comment on that. Ivan Taiwan, back to you. Ivan Taiwan, how best can we parent when you are far away from the mother is with the child, you're far away from them, or you are with the child and the mother is instantly far away from them? You might be divorced, or you might be separated, or you might be working from far areas or far places that you cannot have your child physically with you all the time. Ivan Taiwan, how best can we parent when we are far from the child?
I think technology has made things easier. You can parent by sending messages, constant communication, Skype, Zoom. There are a lot of ways you can remain present in your child's life, even when you are far away. But constant communication is very important. We shall discuss that one later. The next question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Mchazi Rutemban, are you there?
Yeah. Hello?
Yes, Mchazi.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, the question is, how best can we parent a child when we are far away from the child, at least physically? I am in Qatar and the child is with their mother in Uganda. Or we are both in Uganda, but we are separated or divorced. How best can we parent this child?
I would like to even first add in that category, because the category you've described maybe may not also give big statistics, but there is also this problem of the corporate, okay, not the corporate world, but the people who are working in offices and the people who are on a hustle. Both categories, they leave their homes at 5. a.m. They go hustle, come back at 9 or 10 p.m. They leave when their children are sleeping, then they come back when their children are already asleep. And on Saturday, it is when these same people, okay, of course, the people who are on a hustle, they work on Saturday as well and Sunday. But now the office people, that is the time when they are going to watch Manu. That is when the wife is going to the saloon, and literally the children do not are actually parented by the people that are staying at home. Now, there are two things in that. The people who are staying at home can actually parent, some can even parent better than the parents. Of course, that has a disclaimer. But then also you can leave your children with those people at home. Me, I'm actually discussing that category that I'm in, where I'm actually also somehow being affected. Now, that category that I've given you, that our work schedules giving us limited time to look after our children. So in that mix of work, hustle, and all that, we end up leaving our children with the people that stay with them at home. Now, two things. One, remember the people that we use at home. These are people who have been hit by life. Probably this person was orphaned at a young age. She couldn't go to school. Now she has resorted to that kind of work of being a housemaid. So that is the person that you're leaving your child with. Then you also have a risk of introducing these children at an earliest age to TV and internet, because that is one thing that actually helps in case you're busy. You put on TV for your child, then that means now you're sorted. Your child will not disturb you. Even for food, they will not even think about food as long as the TV is there, PlayStation is there. They are sorted. Now that is a risk, of course, when they're developing the TV, the person that you're leaving your children with will really have a big impact on them. So I think that we just need to, and I'm now coming up with a solution. I think we just need to come up with you just have to make a very bold decision. One, make money and struggle with your children later in life. Two, one of you gets a lighter job and takes care of the children more, attends to the children more often. Or you just resolve and say, okay, those are the things that you have to do, because if you take on a lighter job, meaning the income is also going to be slow, is also going to reduce. But then now the children will have more time. Then when they have grown up and they are in their teens, now you can think of now looking for bigger jobs and bigger tasks. But if we continue with that thing of how we are working now, you want to make money, but at the same time you have to look after children. It is something that is going to be very difficult, and you have to let one of them go. And the risk of letting them go is the TV, because now the TV is the one that is substituting your time. Internet, of course, and also the risk of social media, because they are infants, but these kids, surprisingly, as early as 10, they are very good at these social media networks, TikTok. So that is the challenge. So you're in office, yes, you're making money and you're giving them good life, but then it may catch up with you if you don't have time with them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tembana, for that wonderful and intelligent contribution from experience and from learning. Ariong Tom Opio, can you hear me? Oh, yes, Arion, can you? Oh, God. Oh, God, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate your network ain't good now, but you can come back to us later. Um, Gracious, Gracious, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can.
Yes, how best do you think we can parent a child when we are far away from them physically and we are not frequently and regularly with them? Maybe we are separated, maybe we are divorced, or maybe you are in a different country and the mother is in another country, or the child is with another parent or another parent in another country. So how best do you think we can parent that child?
Well, first of all, at least we have to appreciate that this is complex or complicated compared to the usual normal parenting where you have the child and the family all intact. But now, this being a problem, I think there are so many theories that one may look into. So I would think personally, you absolutely have to first create time as a must, regardless of how busy you are. Then now it comes on how you reach them. Now that technology has tried to do something good for us, family, I take family serious. That is basing on marriage or any other person, as long as you have a child and you have a wife. This is why one may be forced to even do certain video calls. It can be at certain scheduled times. Some people who are very far away can be knowing that every month I must at least have video calls, not less than 15. And some people are even so practical in that they do it every day. I think it's. Okay. So I think, sorry, I'm in a hospital setting. I was jumping up and down, but then so I was saying, if a person is able to avail time, which he or she must, because parenting is actually one of the biggest thing a parent can ever offer to their children and to the nation and to the world. So that's why you can do the video calls that I said about it. If it is not very far, you can make a few trips. It can be 1 or 2 in an entire month or even 6 months. Yeah, but that engagement to speak as your child sees you, if it is a video, or if it is worse, at least it can be a phone call. Yeah, so basically for me, I would think you have to see how best to do your job, your duty, which is parenting, regardless of the place you are at, regardless of how busy you are. You have to put it as one of the most important things you were created for on earth. So that's my submission. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Justice Ainabiuna, you're very much welcome. Yeah, we have only 25 minutes to go, but all the same, you're here. We thank the Lord you have joined us. Pastor White, I'd like to invite you here, and I'd like you to handle two questions at a go. The first is, what are the glaring effects of ill parenting in our world today? Yeah, what are the glaring effects of ill parenting in our world today? That's the first question I would like you to come to. And then the second is, what are the practical ways, what are the feasible ways we can parent a child when we are not together? I'm not with a mother, I'm not with a father to this child. I'm far away, maybe I'm outside the country. Oh, I mean, we are both of this, both of us are within the same country, but we are separated, or we are divorced. Oh, I work from afar. I work in Mbarara, and my wife works in Gulu, and so on and so forth. And then there is the other dimension that Mr. Rutembana raised. that both of us are away. Okay, we wake up at 5, we're out for work at 5 a.m. And at that 5 a.m., our 3 or 4 year old child is also getting on a bus at 5 a.m. So the child is returned at 6 p.m., while the father returns at 8 a.m. and the mother returns rather at 8 p.m. and the mother returns at 9 p.m. All right. So there are several dimensions of separation or several dimensions of far relationships or long distance parenting. So I'd like you to take us through those two. Number one, what are the glaring effects of ill parenting in our society today? And then how best can we parent a child when we are far from the child? Pastor White?
First of all, there is something that I need to draw listeners' attention to. Parenting is not done in a vacuum. There is a structure for parenting, and once that structure is not there, parenting is an impossibility. So,
Yes.
yes, yes, the parenting is not done in a vacuum. There is a structure where parenting is done.
We would
So the
have
absence of that structure
finances. That's what
affects not only parenting, but even the whole idea of a parent is non-existent and quite an impossibility for that matter. And that structure is the family. So when you ask me what are the ill,
is having severe malaria, so it does that.
Oh,
But
good.
it's okay.
Oh, good. Gracious, could you please mute if you can hear us?
Oh Lord. Oh, so sorry, brother.
All right. All right. All right. All right. Yes, yes, White, please proceed. You have said in your first submission, you have said parenting is not done in a vacuum. There are structures where it must be done or where it ought to be done.
yes, and that structure is the family. So when you look at our generation, the enemy has attacked the whole idea of the family. So we no longer have families, and therefore parenting is quite an impossible thing. You can even start by the people on this call and ask them how many of you were raised between your biological mother and father. Then you work with those statistics even outside of this discussion, then you'll see what I'm talking about. So this whole idea of family is nowhere, so parenting is impossible. So the people that you see, those that the politicians take advantage of and manipulate and end up being killed and dying, those are the effects of ill parenting. When you go to social media and see what the young people are doing on social media and how they are behaving, what they are saying, what they are doing practically, then you'll be face to face with the effects of ill parenting. I just don't even have to go any further. Those are the effects of ill parenting. But the problem goes as further than just parenting to the whole idea of the structure. So these nurturing centers have been shattered and broken. And I think it was, I don't know, maybe it was Rutembana when we had just started this discussion. He said that a child was a community responsibility. Now, that is right. That is how parenting is done. Because a child was a community social responsibility. Because the society was a nurturing center. And what we meant by society is a society was a collection of families that knew each other and that welcomed the new entrants into that society, aka the children, and then they picked up the responsibility. So parenting was not exclusive to the biological parents alone, but every adult was responsible for every child of that community to make sure that they turn up better people. Until this whole thing that came from Greece, known as the city, invaded our communities, and now we have cities. Cities are cosmopolitan evils that target societies and structures in societies that help nurture people. So today, for instance, where I live here in Kampala, we are strangers. We don't know who is who. Some are tenants, others have their own houses, yes, but no one knows each other. No one. So everyone has built a fence around to protect themselves against other fellow human beings. So everyone is in that behind those walls, and they are teaching and nurturing, and because you cannot give what you don't have. So the so-called parents are giving what they have, and then they send these products to the marketplace. There is no cohesion at all. So those are the ills of poor parenting,
Mm,
and that is where we
yes,
are, unfortunately.
yes, yes. Thank you, White. How feasible is it to parent a child when you're far away physically from the child?
I am not sure you want my views on that, because I am not sure. You just want people to hate me here on this call, and those who will listen after, they will just hate who I am. But in
But you've
case
been
you,
hated.
yeah, in case you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen, there is no practical way of distance parenting. That's not parenting. Parenting is a relationship, and parenting is about presence and not absence. So I hear you trying to all these semantics, distance parenting. And Rutemban actually equalized this whole thing. There's nothing like distance parenting. There's no difference between distance parenting and parent absenteeism. Ruteman has just told you there are parents who are living in the same house with their children, and their children see them, have a glimpse on them on a weekend at noon when they are dressed up and they are leaving to go to the beach, or to go and watch their football matches, or to go and have and drink beer. So that is a distant parent, and a parent whom their children do not see, is they are all absent parents. So there is no practical way of parenting in absenteeism. Stop lying yourselves. You see, technology has helped us. You can call, make a video call. That is not parenting. That is social media.
Uh,
Parenting is hands-on. Parenting is being present. Parenting is being there. If you are not there, then actually that is ghosting. The child looks at the baby, hello, hello, mommy, hello, mommy, hello, mommy. My niece, the boy to my young brother, Leo, her mother was abroad working. And then the mother could always be on the phone, Leo, Leo, Leo. Then the boy just got tired. Whenever I called him, Leo, Leo, mama akwagala. And he was, ah. Because even that young boy understood that it didn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. However, there's a benefit in that. You are not being a parent online. You are just being an advisor. An advisor and parenting are two different things. You can go on the phone and yell, hey, I want you to do this. Stop doing this. When you do this, I will do this. I'm going to send you a new smartphone. I'll send you a tab. Okay, I love you. Okay, now eat. Eat as I see. Okay, put on. You put the phone there so that I can watch when you're doing that. Let me see when you're doing your homework. Show me. Move your gadget so that I can see the homework. Let me see the answer that you have given. That is advisory role. That's not parenting.
Mukulu.
So stop lying to yourselves that you are an online parent. An online parent, what is that? You see, this is our generation. You can use your tab, you can do that online. That is you are participating in an advisory role. That is all. That's what you're doing. That's not parenting. Parenting is hands-on. Parenting is about presence, not images, because what we have on the camera is an image of you. It is not you. You people, we stop lying to yourselves. You are listening to my voice. You are not with me. This is the same nonsense that you are extending even to the fellowship. You see, you can fellowship online. You can really fellowship online. And there is no physical fellowship. Gentlemen, The power of physical presence cannot be compared with all these things that you have come up with, these invasions of your selfishness. We are selfish, we have failed, we have started justifying our selfishness and our failure using technology. It is not helping. When we have a fellowship here on Monday online and Thursday online, we must have another which is physical on weekend. And the spirit and the impact is different. That is number one, moderator. Number two, okay? There are two alternatives and two choices for you to make options. One, career. Two, child. Which of the two do you
CC.
want? Huh?
Yeah, CC, career,
Yes, yes,
child.
career, child. Which of the two do you want? I
I
want
want both.
good. If you want both, no problem. Now let us plan for both. Do you know how we plan for both?
Please take me through.
If you want both, you again you go to another question. Which one should come first? Yes, you
They
cannot
should
have
come.
no, you cannot have both at once. It is impossible. We should stop lying to ourselves. Let's face the reality. One should wait. This is why I'm advising you. You come to our hospital and we keep your sperm and you first pursue career. Then after 10 years, you will come and we combine your sperm and the eggs of your wife. And then now you make you now that you have time for children. Because children need time. Don't make children and together with the career. You cannot. It won't work. Let no I am here to tell you the truth that you don't want to hear. It will not work. No serious career person can manage parenting. In our generation, stop lying to yourselves. No one will do that. There is another alternative. And Utembon actually mentioned about these alternatives. And I've been hearing these alternatives here. If you are together, you have a wife and you have a husband, one of you must decide to be the parent and another one to be the hunter. As simple as that. It is a long adage. Even in the past civilizations, men did not spend days at home. They even spent weeks not at home. Mothers were always at home with their babies. They did not have maids. Are you trying to say that it is only our generation where have poor people who do not have where to live? No, it is not our generation only. They also had the poor people who could even work like maids, but they never hired anyone for children. You do not hire a maid for a child, according to that generation. You hire a worker for a garden, not for children. Our ancestors had the vapakasi for gardens, for animals, for livestock. They did not have vapakasi for children because they knew what it meant. So one of you must stay home, must give up career and stay home. And I've always said these things here, moderator, that if you are married to your wife or to your husband, and your wife earns 5 million, and you, the man, earn 1 million, why don't why don't you stay home and parent children? You also wake up early in the morning to go and work for 1 million. 1 million shillings. You let the wife work. You be the mother.
Ah,
1 million shillings with all your beards, you're working for 1 million shillings after 30 days. And that's why you are leaving your children at home because you have gone to hunt for 1 million after 30 days. Divide by 30, 1 million. You stay home. You must be a stay home dad and take care of the children.
with your beards.
Hey,
Uh,
if a border collects only 20,000 shillings a day or 10,000 shillings a day, and a border guy is married to a manager or to a manager to the bank, that border guy should park that motorcycle and actually sell it and stay home and take care of the children. So unless you do that, all these things that you are deceiving yourself, there is online, you can raise parade. You see, you can drop by. Is Mr. Muyanja still here? online?
Unfortunately, not.
Unfortunately, of course, because Mr. Muyanja struggled, and I think he's still even struggling with parenting because Mr. Muyanja is an American and he has his children here. He struggled, but one of his goals, if it has not even been realized by now, is to take his children to the United States because it is so expensive, so draining, not practical at all. The results are not there. Stop lying to yourselves. The young men who are here who have not had yet babies, like Sharif Mwangus and Gracious, please do not take your time. And especially you men, you have an advantage. You take your time. Don't make babies soon. Take your time. If you make one, then get to know that war unto you. Thank you, moderator.
Thank you very much. Allow me read something here from the chat from Hanguzi. But priest, the context has changed. Don't we need to come up with a new parenting guide for career people? Yes, White. Could you respond to that?
I responded to that. The new career guide for career people: do not make babies. You go to the sperm bank and bank your sperm, bank your eggs. First pursue the career, have timelines. After those timelines, you go. I have always told you here, I work with a hospital that deals with all that kind. In our bank, we have so many couples that have banked with us. Some are now in 10 years, others are in 20 years. Others after 15 years, they come. And they say, we are now ready. So that is the new career guide. Stop pretending. What is killing our generation is this kind of pretense. You can have career and have children. You cannot. Career and children all require one fundamental thing: presence, hands-on. You cannot succeed in both at once. Stop lying. Others will lie to you. Me, I won't.
All right. I never want to say Sebo. And then Sheriff comes back and says, I am a teacher. I get 300K. So what do you advise that I should do for parenting? White.
No, it is not about the amount of money that you get. If Sharif, you are earning 300K and you're a teacher, how much does your wife earn? Your wife earns 1 million. One of you should leave their job. You guys should depend on the 1 million. The other thing, moderator, by the way, should look into is the cost of living. The cost of living is a market statement. You must determine your personal individual cost of living. You should not follow the standard of the public. So your children should not go to any school, to every school. No. That is how serious this whole thing is. It's not about the amount of money. I use the other 1 million shillings in comparison to the wife who earns 5 million or 6 million. And this man is telling his wife to quit the job of 5 million and she stays home with the babies. Oh, this woman tells her husband, let us get a maid because I don't want to lose our job. You know, our job is helping us. It is that man that earns 50,000 shillings to stay home. One of us should stay home and be the parent, the hands-on parent. That was my argument. It's not about the amount of money that you earn. 300,000 shillings is too much money. Others who have 5 children actually do not even earn that, but they have survived with 5 children. So it's not about the amount of money.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We'd like to welcome new members here that have just shown up. Jerry Nicholas, you're very much welcome. Can you say hello? Nicholas?
Yes, hello, sir. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. You're very much welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, how did you hear about us?
I heard about you through Mr. Mwanguzi.
Great.
Yes,
Great.
I'm happy to be here with you today.
Wonderful, wonderful. We're always here on Zoom every Monday and every Thursday between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. every Monday and Thursday. And then we also have physical fellowships, and where fellowship means coming together and sharing on several topics. Physically, we are always at Twin Towers Inspire Cafe every Saturday between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. every Saturday. Twin Towers Inspire Cafe, Kampala. So feel free to always come by whenever you have time. Feel free to join us online always, and may God bless you. We're so much grateful to see you here.
Amen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 2 minutes to 8 p.m. on top of the hour. I would like to ask Priest Isaiah to put on his theological garb and briefly take us through what the wisdom of God and the revelation of God is as far as parenting is concerned, especially in contemporary society. Pastor White, what would our God, the Creator and Redeemer, do? What is His wisdom in this matter, especially to us in this contemporary society?
Now I'm sorry, the time is up, but let me just put it in one statement. Human beings are not like other creatures. Human beings are created in the image of God. And the only way that human beings are channeled into planet Earth is through other human beings. And that puts too much responsibility on existing human beings to be very careful when they are ushering in the image of God into planet Earth. And they should be careful not to bring the image of God into planet Earth to just abuse, because that is blasphemy. If you say a child that you cannot take care of, you are not abusing the child, but it is blasphemous to the image of God, and that is a slap in the face of God. So while you have the biology that can sire babies, you have to be careful in not bringing into planet Earth the image of God to be just abused. That is satanic, devilish, and demonic, and therefore not divine. May God bless you.
May God bless, keep and protect you until we meet again online next Monday between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. This Saturday, we shall be available physically at Twin Towers Inspire Cafe, Kampala. Come, let's fellowship. Come, let us share on life and God. May God bless, keep and protect you until we meet then. For now, I'm off, and my name is Peter Calviland. Day from In Truth and in Spirit Well of Worship Fellowship. This has been on the 4th of December 2025. Peace to all. The Lord Christ Jesus saves. Good night.